Let's start with a vibe check, shall we? Vibe check rating system. Bad vibes is not great. Not a vibe, it's just okay. It's a vibe, it's pretty good. Vibes are immaculate. It's the greatest. Harp, what are the vibes surrounding the Mets lineup right now?
Well, this figures to be the best part of this season, this team, right? But I can't go all the way to immaculate because you're missing Alvarez and you're missing McNeil, two key figures in that starting lineup. So I'm going to say it's a vibe. I mean, it's still pretty good. As long as Soto's healthy, that's the key thing. He's looked good so far. Everybody else has looked like they're doing their part. I mean, it's spring training. Who knows? Beatty's always Babe Ruth in spring training. You know? And we'll see what it turns into. But, you know, I mean, this should be the strength of this team. But I've been saying that Alvarez could be the wild card, so I can't make it immaculate when he's out right now. And I think you talked about this last week. I think McNeil's going to have a solid year. He turned into a different hitter when he just started hitting the ball in the second half last year, so it's a vibe.
All right, Will, what's the vibes around the Mets bullpen?
It's not a vibe. It's just okay. There's just too many questions for me, really. And it really actually starts with Edwin Diaz as a question mark for me. Not so much, not in a drastic way, but his velocity is a little bit lower. So, you know, that was a question last year as well. So I have to see him. I'd like to see him improve that velocity. So right now he's a little bit of a question.
But for me, runners either.
Well, yeah, and that's we've even seen that in spring training, right? So yeah, it's a little bit of a question, but for me the big questions are right in the middle there, the wild cards. I have them labeled: Dednell Nunez, AJ Minter, and I have Paul Blackburn as a little bit of a wild card. The first two names there, those are guys who are injury marks. I mean, they're question marks because of injuries. We don't know if they're going to be ready for opening day. They've used language that makes me think that maybe they'll hold off a little bit and take things even slower than they have. Give them a couple of weeks before the start of the season, and use guys who are optionable and make use of their depth that way. And as far as Paul Blackburn goes, I know, Hannah, you're going to touch on the rotation. I feel like he belongs in the bullpen the way that things are aligned. I feel better about McGill. I like what I've seen from Canning. You'll take it from there, but I feel like Blackburn could give them some innings out of the bullpen.
How did you know Hannah was going to talk about the rotation? Are you cheating? Well, don't look ahead. I do like the Mets bullpen going in this year much more so than the last several years. All right, Hannah, as Will mentioned, what are the vibes with the Mets starting rotation?
I was quibbling with the vibe scale. I was like, I feel like there needs to be something in the middle, but not for today, because it is a bad vibe in the rotation. I was looking at this last year when the Mets their pitching was a revelation. They got great performances from all these unexpected sources. They got 58% of their starts from Luis Severino, Sean Manaea, and Jose Quintana. None of those guys currently on the depth chart. And Sean Manaea is back, but injured. So when you look at their starting rotation right now, it has Tyler McGill in it, it has David Peterson in it, it has Griffin Canning in it. That's not what you want for a team that is trying to compete.
Well, wait a minute, Peterson was really good last year when he came back.
It depends on what numbers you look at.
I mean, I know.
You're willing
some of those under the hood numbers.
Yeah, but he got results. Well, you're not buying McGill gets over the hump this year?
I'm not buying that is the rotation of a truly contending team. If you just look at their projected WAR, it's 19th in baseball. That's not good. They're in a very good division.
What about the potential for the younger guys to come up? Yeah, right.
Yeah, that adds to it a little bit, but you're still asking yourself to buy into a lot of things, right? You're also asking yourself to buy into him being pretty good. Yeah. And he wasn't that good in AAA, so he has to master that level first before we could really buy into his ascension in the major leagues.
And it's always when you're looking at a rotation at this point in the season, spring training, and you're asked to sort of evaluate, we're going to talk about this with the Yankees, how do you feel about the overall rotation, the depth, the guys they have listed in that 4 and 5 spot on the depth charts? You have to look beyond that. So, because some of these guys are going to get hurt. So maybe it feels okay if you think Manaea comes back and he looks great, and Sproat comes up at some point and he performs well. And but if somebody else gets hurt, if Kodai Senga starts slow, or I don't know, Griffin Canning gets hurt, suddenly it does get very questionable. Yeah. You need more than the guys who are currently listed to be exciting options.
If all those things happen, then they'd be like the Yankees rotation.